Waiting for people to get in the room. What's good? What's good? Let me go ahead and share this. Go ahead and share this. What's up? What's up? Pardon me. Pardon me. Oh, what's good, everybody? What is good? We are live. We are live. Let me go ahead and share. Let me go ahead and share. Boom, 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 and boom. All right. We are live. What's good? What's good? What is good, guys? What is good? So, this is Lord of Lips here on the Know It Alls page with another installment of a live stream. This is not a blackout stream. Per your guys' request, a lot of people ask if I can turn the camera on. I don't know why. I did enjoy the blackout streams. I'm still setting up my spot and stuff, as you guys see. But I figured it'd be fun to go ahead and turn the camera on and get all into it. We got the NBA is back. Let me see. I'm gonna try to share my screen, see what you guys can see. You guys able to see that? Okay, okay, okay. Anybody able to see that in the chat? Anybody able to see that? All right. Got the Dallas Mavericks and San Antonio Spurs. Opening night for both of these teams, it looks like. Victor Wembanyama, we got Luca, Kyrie, Clay's debut. I had a dream back in the summer that Clay came out the gates with a 27-point game. Went 9 for 14 and 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. So we'll see if my dream comes to fruition. All right, let me see something here. I know y'all can see my screen. I need to escape from this though. Nobody in the chat. Nobody in the chat. Nobody in the chat. Let me see. Let's see what we can do. Need some people in the chat. Need some people in the chat. Let's go ahead and get into it. So opening night was we had the Boston Celtics and New York Knicks. That was a stinker. And we had the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. With the Los Angeles Lakers and Timberwolves, it was history that was being made. Of course, Bronny and LeBron James, the first father-son duo to play simultaneously in the league. We've had parents, having kids that were in the league. Kobe and his father, and also Dale, Steph. The list goes on and on. There's other father sons that have been fortunate enough to carry second generation into the league. However, um, we haven't seen them play simultaneously. So it's a credit and attributed to LeBron James's longevity, one, and Bronny's talent as well. Um, Now, if anybody knows, shout out to whoever's in the chat. Shout out to whoever's in the chat. If anybody knows me, they kind of know how I feel about LeBron James in general. But I do have to salute the fact that he's played long enough and had enough longevity to be able to play with his son in the league, and that is a historic feat. Now, on the flip side, um, it's very manufactured, very manufactured. Um, from Bronny getting into the game, to him even being in the league or being in the 13-man roster in the first place on the Los Angeles Lakers, all manufactured, as well as JJ Redick being the Los Angeles Lakers head coach. Also, I'm a lifelong Lakers fan as well, and so I feel like I'm eligible or someone that is able to speak on this. LeBron James forced his hand to get JJ Redick. We all know about the podcast that they did. And then the whole situation with Bronny, him, falling to the Lakers miraculously. I think news came out in the summer a few months ago that Golden State considered drafting Bronny, but out of respect to LeBron, they just figured it was close enough, so they just passed on him. Yeah, like I don't believe none of these stories. The fact of the matter is, the kid's not ready to play in the league right now. That's just as simple as it goes. He went out there. He checked in the second quarter around the 6 or 5 minute mark. He played for about three minutes or so. They were met with standing ovations as him and LeBron checked in. He did a lot of running and jumping. He got blown by a couple times, and then he got a rebound or so. He almost made a three from LeBron's assist, but and he almost had a putback. I think he almost had a putback layup or something, but then they subbed him out. So it was just a little moment. They wanted to get that out the way, which, I'm glad that that's out the way. Hopefully it's not an ongoing story all throughout the year, or else you guys will hear from me. If they make this Bronny and LeBron James thing an ongoing story, I will be back on this live stream and you guys will hear from me 24/7. I will not stop running my mouth about it. So again, I'm glad that it's out the way. The Lakers ended up beating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Um, a lot of people was hung up on JJ Redick and this new offense. They're calling him Pat Riley. I don't know why. More to be revealed with that. I really don't believe he's nobody's Pat Riley. That's an extreme comparison. I think they're just saying that because he has greasy hair, slick back hair, and they feel like he looks like a young Pat Riley. But I don't really see the similarities. I've seen on Twitter and stuff people kind of like harping over his offense and kind of saying it was tight and we was running plays. I don't think we ran any. I mean, he did some Princeton sets and some hammer sets that I seen, but I mean, we'll see. It's the first game, and that was his showcasing. I mean, I think Darvin Ham when he first came out, people were high on Darvin Ham, if you guys remember, until we get into season 2 and deep into season 1, and then it's not going well, and then all of a sudden he's the worst coach of all time. It's the same old narrative that LeBron tries to spin 24/7 with his fans and his fan base, and try to get the media involved, and then get the whole public to agree to this whole perception with these coaches. LeBron hasn't had bad coaches. I mean, he's had a few bad coaches, as every other NBA player has had. But they used to. I'm old enough to remember when Ty Lue first came to Cleveland. We used to call him a fish and said that he didn't do nothing. And we used to have memes of him just sitting on the sideline looking like a fish. So I mean, all of a sudden, then Ty Lue, gets away from LeBron, and he's touted as one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the league for a few years. People was like he was the hottest coach in the league, and he was the most sought after coach in the league, and goes on to coach the Clippers and take them to a Western Conference Finals without Kawhi Leonard, and he's done plenty of things. So this whole narrative, Mike Brown ended up, he got slandered on LeBron's first stint in Cleveland. I did think he was whack. I also thought Ty Lue was mid too, but I'm just saying we've seen the whole narrative. We've seen it happen time and time again. You could go ahead and book your bottom dollar. And at some point, well, I don't know. This JJ Redick thing is like the most handpicked coach. Ty Lue was pretty handpicked, but this JJ Redick thing is the most handpicked. Oh yeah, and also Spo. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra, a great fucking coach. A lot of people rank him the number 1 coach in the league. A lot of people say he's the best coach in the league. But I'm glad that I'm going to be able to have this archived and have this on stream, because I will clip this fucking part up for when the Lakers go. When we are about 23-20, a little over 500 around February, and the sky's fucking falling, and the trade deadline's around, and everybody's, all on edge, and then everybody's slandering JJ Redick. I'm just telling everybody to pump their fucking brakes. He ran a few plays. We won the game. It was the first opening night win that the Lakers has had in LeBron's era, really since 2016, which is crazy. And so we'll see. I can't remember who the Lakers play next. But like I said, I expect them to be a little over 500, be around the 6th seed. I don't think that they're that good. I do like the start of Rory Hachimura. I hope he's consistently in the lineup. I like that lineup of those 3 bigs. I like Anthony Davis, Rory Hachimura, and LeBron James. I do like that lineup. And then I've always liked Austin Reeves, man. Austin Reeves reminds me of just an American Manu Ginobili in the sense that, I mean, you could put him in plenty different roles, plenty different spots on the floor. He could do multiple things, and he always seems to be at his own pace. He always seems to be um, stable in whatever position you're asking him to be in, and also whatever situation as well. So I do like Austin Reeves. I do think the Lakers. I mean, D'Angelo Russell, but I think we struggle because here's the thing with LeBron. He is the jack of many trades, the master of none. And I think that's why over his career he's garnered and gathered a lot of stats and accumulated a lot of stats. But I think he's had a lot of shortcomings in his career. This is just my objective opinion. That stems from, they used to say it about Wilt Chamberlain because, it is a team sport, and, you can be fooled and blinded by LeBron's stats and all his assists and, oh, he's unselfish and blah, blah, blah. But when you got somebody that doesn't really play a particular position, he's a point forward. They call him a point forward. But you got your hands in too many, you got your hands in too many different baskets sometimes. So sometimes it handicaps his teammates. And I say this to say that we don't really necessarily have a traditional point guard. D'Angelo Russell threw up a whole bunch of fucking bricks. In fact, I think they can use him over in Gaza right now. But yeah, I mean, D'Angelo Russell looked horrible yesterday. He really did. Or 2 days ago, he looked absolutely horrible. However, I don't think we have a traditional point guard, and I think LeBron James, they try to, delve up that responsibility between LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, and Austin Reeves. And they are mid, they can all get you 5 assists here, 5 assists there, but there's not one steady point guard. I think that the Lakers need to do, and it's really up to LeBron James, and he really hasn't done this since this time, and I don't know why. But if he just like fully committed to just being the point guard like he did in our championship year, 2020, the bubble ring, LeBron James was the point guard. And he actually led the league in assists that year. He just dropped his points down to about 25 points a game and like 10 assists a game or so. And he actually ended up leading the league in assists. I think if he just like full time became the Lakers point guard and let Anthony Davis really take the reins as far as the scoring goes, because Anthony Davis did have a monster game, like 36 points, 17 rebounds, some shit like that. I think Anthony Davis is too inconsistent. Never was a fan of that trade or really Anthony Davis myself. He's pretty good when he's good. He's good. I just think he's inconsistent, and I think his ceiling. I think his level, even like so. For instance, he has a 36 point, 17 rebound game, and granted, that specific game, I did feel his presence. I watched every minute of the game. He got a lot of offensive rebounds and he guarded well. But there's some games where he has those gaudy numbers and you don't feel his impact as much. And that's just typically how I feel about it. Let me see. I got to respond to something. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. And then, like I said, the Celtics beat the hell out of the Celtics beat the holy shit out of the New York Knicks. They hit they tied the NBA record with 29 threes. And they really could have shattered the record. I mean, they had 29 threes going into the fourth quarter or so, or at the top of the fourth quarter with 8 minutes to go. They were stuck on 29 threes, and they break like the next 17 threes. And a couple things. I thought that I didn't like. I mean, I like them going for it just depends. Sometimes I understand when someone goes for a record. But there's some class in the way you go about doing it, And I didn't feel like, I felt like after a while it just got classless. And Joe Mazzulla at the end, they had one last shot to make a three, and he did not allow his team to even shoot the ball. They took a violation and just got the 24-second violation because he was just like, enough is enough. But they proceeded to shoot like 17 threes in a row, trying to get that record. Sam Hauser, you're such a dumbass, and Peyton Pritchard, you're such a dumbass. You guys should have broke that record pretty easily, but outside of that, I didn't have a problem with it because they were, the Celtics are like I said, they're the Spurs mixed with like the Warriors. Like the 2014 Spurs mixed with like the 2016 Warriors, not the KD Warriors. I don't think this is some gaudy like super team or anything like that. I think that they're well coached. I think that they're Their roster is well balanced. They're a real balanced team, and then they have superstars. They have Jason Tatum, they have Jaylen Brown, but they have excellent role players, and then they have another co-star in Porzingis who did not even play yesterday. He did not even play. He's still out with, with the managing the knee surgery that he got this offseason. So Celtics will probably win another 60 games or so, and they can obviously definitely make it back to the finals, and they're the favorites to win it all again. I really don't. I'm trying to think. I think Denver is in the running as well. I think Jokic is still the best player in the league, and I almost think it's pretty far and clear to me. The Bucks, I'm just not sold on them. I'm definitely not sold on the New York Knicks. You can't even get me to buy that stock. They're like the Cowboys of the NBA to me. Like they're just not going to win. Okay, like there's just some teams where you know that they're just not going to fucking win. They can do whatever they want, retweak the roster, hire a new coach. Just not going to win. Not going to win. I think the Cowboys should look at, if Jerry Jones is paying back some curses. Let's just say that. Okay. James Dolan, you too. But yeah, I mean, Celtics blew him out. Jason Tatum did ball. He got pretty active early. I did see the difference in the shot. I really seen the difference in the fluidity in the shot. There wasn't this, I mean, not only was there not the hitch in the shot, but also the decisiveness. The decisiveness in him shooting was pretty abundant to me too. He was coming off screen shooting. He was shooting turnaround jumpers, and there wasn't no hitch, pump fake. He wasn't trying to. These last few years, I just got so irritated with Jason Tatum because I felt like he was trying to draw contact. Like that was one of his offseason things that he was working on, and he tried to apply it in these games. And I thought that it just did him a disservice because he stopped playing through contact. He was so busy trying to draw contact, he stopped playing through contact. Then we had some games last night. I can't remember. The Phoenix Suns and the Clippers unveiled their new arena in Intuit Arena with the fan wall, which I thought was pretty dope. Steve Ballmer spent like $2 billion on that. It's a pretty neat idea. Gives it more like a college or a high school gymnasium vibe. It's like a fan section. It only costs like $40 or so. You're not allowed to wear opponent's gear. Only Clippers gear there, and you're supposed to go batshit crazy over there. And I kind of like that idea because the NBA just losing its prestige. Not only its prestige, but some of that, I don't know. I could name this podcast The Old Man in the 3-2 because it's just, as you get older, I understand that you start to look at shit different, and you also start to fall out of love with some of your childhood things that you used to love. But the NBA, I think, is really a product that has actually declined. I don't think it's a matter of us just getting older and falling out of love with something that's the same. Like, I just think that the NBA product has actually declined. I think the fans aren't the same fans. They don't have the same fan base. This whole analytic nerd. Shout out to whoever's in the chat. Drop some comments. I don't know if that's Zach in the chat, but drop some comments. But I don't know if it's just it's just the nerdiness, analytical. Like, again, to my point, the Celtics shot 60-something. They made 29 threes. They shot a fuck ton of threes, like close to 70 threes. Between both teams, you're getting up to close to 100 threes. That's not a good brand of basketball. I don't want to see nobody shoot 102s. I don't want to see that. I just don't want to see it. It's not really good basketball. Now, it's just, it's just because everything's a numbers game. And that's really where our society, unfortunately, the NBA is reflecting a lot of our society right now. And that's just pretty much that. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me try to tap into this game here. Okay. Let me try to see if I can. Let me see if I can share my screen because. Are you guys seeing the game or is it lagging? Looks like it's lagging. Let me get out of here. Okay. All right. Yeah, the NBA games is on. We got the Mavs and the Spurs. Let's see. Let me get my early season predictions really on how I feel. The Spurs are going to make the playoffs. They'll be one of the play-in teams. They're going to make the playoffs, and I actually think they'll end up. Oddly enough, I got a feeling that during this whack-ass NBA Cup that they do, this in-season tournament. They'll make some noise there. Chris Paul just wins these weird things, and he always drags these teams to the playoffs. So I think the addition of Chris Paul will help out, because if you guys watched last year, the Spurs just really, they could have made the play. That couldn't have made the playoffs, but they could have won a lot more games if they would have got Wemby the fucking ball. For some reason, Keldon Johnson and the other dude, they just had a terrible, terrible, terrible time at seeing Wemby 7/8, alien ET ass be wide open. And there were so many times where I would see him calling for the ball, or he would dip and dunk and be, caught on a slip pick and roll, and they just wouldn't get him the ball in position. So Chris Paul will take care of all of that. I seen it in preseason. I seen him like chewing out one of their point guard or somebody, because you got to see your big man. I mean, he's the best player on your team by a long shot. He's the future of the NBA, and not only that, he's 7'6". It's impossible to miss Wemby. So the fact that last year I watched a whole bunch of games, and I just felt like that was kind of like that rookie thing. I mean, I felt like there was a little bit of hating when it comes to that. I'm just like, there's no way that you're missing Wemby, and he should be getting all types of post touches and all types of shit like that 24/7. And then you clowns is missing them on the slip too. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So hopefully, I think that will get resolved this year, and I think that will also result in 20 more wins for them, 15 to 20 more wins. So we'll see. We'll see with that. I think that they'll beat Dallas tonight, actually. Dallas, I'm just really not sold on. I'm not sold on it, man. Again, I don't like Luka's style of basketball. I'm just preaching to the choir here. I do not like Luka's style of basketball. To me, he's just a white James Harden. He's a European James Harden, Slovenian James Harden. I mean, and by the way, James Harden blew the game last night. He totally blew the game last night, missed the game time free throw, and then on the inbound to win the game with 3 seconds to go, he just I almost thought the nigga had a parlay on the fucking bet. I mean, I almost thought he had a parlay on the line. I mean, he literally threw the ball away. Go watch the clip. It made no sense to me. James Harden, to me, and he ended up with gaudy numbers. He had 27 points, 11, rebounds, 8 assists, all this dumb shit. But he didn't play good to me. He just simply didn't play good. Sixers, I'm so done with Embiid, man. I couldn't be more done with a player. I honestly, I could not be more. I'm more done with Kawhi. I am more done with Kawhi than I am with Embiid. Way done with Kawhi. Way fucking done. If you're a Kawhi fan, I would sell all of my stock in Kawhi, and I would get ready to put my stock in somebody else. Kawhi is done. Not only is he done, they say Frank Ocean been robbing us blind and money grab this, money grab that. Kawhi Leonard needs to be investigated. The NBA is actually investigating Joel Embiid, which I don't care. I do not care, and I don't want to hear this. Oh, these players need to get their. I don't give a fuck, dog. I am the consumer. They are owning the NBA product. We put money in their pockets. They get TV deals. They get ticket sales. All this shit. They're only, they need to be having a little bit of pride and some sense of urgency. I mean, Embiid's talking about never playing back-to-backs again, and he's out for a couple of weeks to start the year. It's like, come on, bro. Paul George is out. Y'all just got this new acquisition. Come on, man. Y'all just blow it every year for me, bro. It's to the point. This is why I'm sitting on my stream for 25 minutes now just shitting on the NBA. I'm just so done that it's so easy to get checked out with the NBA, man. The little bit of time that we have, a little bit of free time you have, you might catch a game, and then the stars aren't even playing. Kawhi Leonard's not playing, Joel Embiid's not playing, Paul George is not playing. It's like, all right, bro, I'm cool. And these are TV games, national TV games. You got people that paid their hard-earned money, and then you got people sitting at home after a long day of hard work, trying to watch a game, trying to catch a game. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses and shit and catch a game. There's a million other things we could be doing. We got streaming services, we got YouTube, we got all types of shit. When it's time to check into the game, you better hope the fucking superstars is playing. And that's the NBA's problem. And that's why the ratings have been tanking over the last few years, because, you're a little bit of time that you squeeze in, free time, you try to turn on the channel, ESPN or TNT, to watch a fucking game, and Joel Embiid's on the bench or a random player's on the bench sitting out. And it's like, all right, well, next I'll turn on fucking, I'll turn on Oxygen or whatever, motherfuckers watch. Like, I ain't about to spend my time sit there watching bench players, bro. So the stars drive the economy of the NBA. We know that as in any sport, and that's the difference maker between football and basketball right now. Football's gone soft, but football, their stars are still playing. So hey, ratings are fine. Not what they used to be, but they're fine. You got Patrick Mahomes, you got that dynasty going on. Right now, we're relying on. They try to milk this Tatum, and I said for years they were. I said it back in 2020, and I'm like, man, I could see Tatum and Luka. They're gonna try to get this. They're gonna try to get this to go. And I don't think it's a bad angle to get to go, but I just felt like NBA Finals wasn't it. Wasn't it? Switching gears, man. Switching gears off of the NBA, man. Fuck the clowns. They don't care. I don't care. Kamala, Trump calls her Comrade Kamala. Comrade Kamala, man. Comrade Kamala. Comrade Kamala is tanking in the polls. We're 2 weeks away, and they are playing a dangerous game. So we got news a few weeks ago that fucking this whole Joe Rogan thing, right? Kamala's team reached out. She was going on Joe Rogan. He denied the request. Now they're reporting that she actually denied sitting down with Joe Rogan. That's all smoke and mirrors. I'm not a fool. She did not deny Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, that's not how that it don't even work like that. Okay. But then she did the CNN thing yesterday. She also did the 60 Minutes last week. Now, yesterday was the CNN thing with Anderson Cooper. I thought that was an absolute fucking disaster. She was up 2 points maybe a month ago in her polls and stuff, and now she's down those same 2 points. No, she's down 4 points from there because she's down actually 2 points. So Trump has gained ground on her, and he has the total momentum right now. And I just think her last few sit downs have been absolutely horrendous, man. Kamala Harris, my best advice to you. Oh man, sister girl Kamala, bro, you have got to learn to just answer questions, bro. And the thing is, they have you in the corner because they are doubling down on the fact that you've already had your 4 years, and they are trying to drive a fork or a wedge between you and President Joe Biden because you are still the vice president right now. And we have heard rumblings that Joe Biden is not particularly happy with you right now because you have had to abandon some of his stances and stuff like that and kind of separate yourself during this campaign to let people know that this next 4 years won't be like the previous 4 years. We understand that. We get that. It's a tough angle to be in. I think it's a perfect play for the Republicans and stuff to play. And I think that if I was them, I would continue to press that button. I would press it hard. I would press it really hard. That's me. But my advice to you, sister, is we genuinely, girl, you can blow this whole shit up, bro. If you just came out and just like laid it bare and told us the fucking truth, stop double talking. Donald Trump ruined that. That went out the window in 2016, girl. We do not like double talking politicians. Y'all need to understand that, okay? Just under fucking stand. Listen to me and listen to me clear and good. Those days are done. Double talking politicians are done. We want straight talk. That's why Trump is up in the polls. That's why Trump is winning he's garnering more black votes than ever before for the Republican Party because he's embracing that role and he's going on podcasts. He's just sitting down and just talking. He got the felony over his head. He got the gunshot over his head. He's looking like 50 Cent. I call him Machiavelli. I'm saying he's having his 96 Pac year. And I'm just saying, Kamala, no, you ain't going to do, all of those things. I'm just saying, if you just came out and was just like, yeah, man, listen, these last 4 years, haven't been the best. Me and President Joe Biden have tried this, X, Y, and Z, We get in this war, the border crossing, here's where we try. I learned from this and I learned from that. I'm ready to move forward in my next presidency with different type of help as I get the power, and I have more support. I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. No, you are serving. I've said for years, Joe Biden was serving two masters in the situation with Gaza and all that Israel shit. But you are also serving two masters. I mean, you guys are all serving multiple masters. I mean, we know that's clear. And if it isn't clear, I would love to make it clear on this channel. Microphone check, microphone check. I don't know if I got any sound. I'll be damned. Let me see something. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Oh. No, you can hear me. Oh. No, you can hear me. Oh. No, you can hear me. Oh. All right. We live. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I thought my shit went register. So yeah, man. Long story short, if she would just come out, he asked her a question about what mistakes you've ever made. And I've never seen double talk like this. Never in my life. She just couldn't even answer the question. She went on a tangent about if you have kids, we know about mistakes. Every parent has made mistakes, but you didn't answer a direct mistake that you made. Then she went into politics and said that, her job and her goal is to read up on shit so she don't make mistakes. Girl, just answer the fucking question. Just answer the question. Just answer the fucking question. Just say, hey, like, I fucked up one time, I was supposed to sign this bill, or no, you can't say shit like that. You can't say shit like that. I get that. But, just come on, man. Come on. You got to bring it down and humanize yourself. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell my people and shit. And I wish more people was on the stream and shit, but like, come on, y'all. Come on, man. We should be demanding and expecting more from our politicians. I do. Listen, I don't even play these funky games. Every 4 years I get into politics because I look at it like I told you, I look at it like WrestleMania. I look at it like the damn Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl for America for me. That's how I look at it. I don't give a fuck. I know a little bit about a little bit of shit, but I don't put my faith in these fucking clowns. I'm my own president and I take ownership of what I got going on and all that shit. And yes, these bills can affect you, local jurisdictions. I get all that. I'm just saying they do the same shit every 4 years. And I'm not somebody that you can pull that over and over again. The Democrats every 4 years make these promises. We got, Hillary Clinton bringing on hot sauce on the Breakfast Club. We got Joe Biden in 2020 saying, if you ain't black, you ain't voting for me. I can go on the list of Obama. The list goes on and on. On and on and on and on and on. Then we get the entertainers that get involved every 4 years when it's election time, and just to get the cosign and the endorsement. And then in between those 4 years, they don't say a fuck shit about it. Save it for the next nigga. Wrong guy. Can't pull that shit off on me. I'm like, I pop up every 4 years like Marvin Gaye right there, and what's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I just try to educate people, and then I troll because I know people ain't gonna want to hear it. Hey, people ain't gonna want to hear it really. People ain't gonna really want to hear it. So I just kind of, you got to sprinkle it in a little bit, and I kind of make it in a kind of like a joking way, a digestible way. But really, I read up on shit. I read up on terminology. I don't let politicians do all that double time talking on me. And then I read daily on shit that's going on. And, I also got some other type of foundation, that keeps me grounded in what's going on as well. So, again, like Kamala, you're sinking your own campaign, man. You're a few weeks out. We're literally 10 days out, bro. We're literally 10 days out. And so a week and a half, we will be getting the results for this election. And she can't just stop now. She can't just stop and hide. They're going to the battleground state. They're going to Texas, the Lone Star State. They're going to motherfucking Texas on Friday. Donald Trump and Kamala. We're supposed to be getting a motherfucking Joe Rogan and Donald Trump episode on Friday. That's news. But while he's doing that, and this is a culture war at hand too, man. That's the other thing that you guys got to look at. That's what else is going on. It's a culture war at hand. And, while he's doing that, sitting down with Joe Rogan, who is the biggest platform in the world when it comes to media, free media, that's going to be an epic interview. But we're getting news out of the Kamala camp, which I think is a good combative thing. But supposedly, Beyonce is supposed to be endorsing Kamala this Friday in Texas and coming out with Kamala and Barack Obama, and Kamala's in Georgia right now. And Barack Obama, brother, he done sat down on a few podcasts, and I like Barack when he's one of the guys. I like when he comes and chills, but I just hate to see him. I hate to see my brothers and sisters up there cooning with these people, man. I really do. I really, really do. I really do. Oh man. Our salvation, people. Our salvation is not going to be in politics. Unfortunately, it's not. It's not going to be in our politics. It's just not. Notice. Here's the thing with the politics and democracy itself. I said this a few pods ago. 100% unsatisfactory rate. Right now, no one's satisfied right now. It didn't used to be this bad, but I'm just saying there's always a tug and pull of the country. We can never seem to agree on certain things, and that you want that, you need that. That is a healthy discourse. But I'm just saying, for my people and stuff, the country ain't never agreed on that. There's never no agreement. So I just think to be a politician and part of that machine is tough. Now, granted, you do want. I mean, is black faces into those spaces important? Yeah. If you're looking at it from one lens, I understand how it's important. But the lawmakers, I mean, man, this is just a crazy, tricky system. You got the military complex that really, you got the military industrial complex. Then you got these contractors that work with the military industrial complex that really control them because they monopolize that space. There's only a few of them that get to charge. They get to run it up. They get to run it up and charge our military arms and legs for product and equipment and stuff. So, and then that somehow affects the lawmakers as well. So again, there's a lot that goes into this system, as you guys know, and I can't believe that we think we will find our salvation in that. So I say that to say, Barack Obama, you sitting up, I know you're in Georgia right now with Kamala. You guys are planning to go to Houston or go to Texas this Friday. Shout out to the Lone Star State. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to my homies up there. Shout out to JD. Shit. But they're supposedly bringing out Beyonce, which I think, again, that's going to be a very contrasting thing. You're going to have Donald with Joe Rogan, and you're going to have Kamala with Beyonce. These are two major mega figures in our culture, in American culture. But you got one that's representing Black culture, and you got one that's really representing American foundational culture, which is Joe Rogan. So I think that that's going to be something to keep our eye on. It's really, really, really going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know if we get the Joe Rogan episode on Friday, but the rumor is that they are shooting on Friday while Donald Trump is in Texas. I really wish it could be a live stream. That would be fucking dope. That would be very, very, very dope. And the thing with that, switching gears a little bit, the thing with the Joe Rogan platform is it's 2 to 3 hours long. It's going to be 2 to 3 hours long. And Joe has positioned himself and leveraged himself they're not coming in with preconceived questions. Their teams are not going to write up these scripts and stuff because Joe has denied this interview for about 8 years now. He has refused to sit down with Trump, but we're seeing a different Trump this year. We're actually seeing a different Trump. And this Trump has been more chill. It's retribution, but he's also been a little bit more calculated. He's been a lot more calculated this year. And so I think Joe has noticed that too, and he's agreed to do the interview. I mean, it's more or less, it's not really an interview either way. Anyway, it's going to be just a conversation. And I feel like a 2 to 3 hour Joe Rogan podcast is a tough sell. And it's a tough thing to do because he's such an inquisitive person and curious. And that's really what he banks off of. And that's really why he's expanded his brand and stuff, is just Joe Rogan is very, very curious. And the stuff he's curious about, he goes to in great details to understand. So it's hard for a presidential candidate, especially 10 days out from their presidencies or the election, to go sit with Joe Rogan, because he's going to ask a ton of questions. It would be interesting to see. You got all these stat geeks and nerds and people like that, analytical people. I want to know how many questions Joe Rogan asks his guests on average. But he asked a lot of questions, and he only asks questions that he's genuinely curious about. So, and then it allows, I mean, it's a long form podcast, and it's not like, Trump went and sat on with Andrew Schultz and them and all that with, 4 other guys, you just shooting the shit, blah, blah, blah. Everybody got, 3 or 4 questions they can ask the president, blah, 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 blah. No, this is just like a one-on-one sit-down conversation. We kicking the shit, and there's going to be a lot of questions asked, and there's going to have to be a lot of explanation. Now, I will say, I'm holding Joe to this. Trump a few months ago spoke ill and spoke out against Joe Rogan when Joe Rogan didn't want to have him on. Trump said basically fuck Joe Rogan. Essentially, he didn't say that verbatim, but he said something about him being a loser or something like that. Or like, who cares about Joe Rogan? So I need that pressed down about. I'm sure that they've already hashed that out, but I need that for the fans. But knowing Joe, we might not get it. He's really not looking for he's not looking for a clippable moment, a viral moment. He's not looking for anything like that. He don't need anything like that. There's no intentions in this conversation for any of those things. So I think we will get a really, really, really good, insightful conversation. I can't wait. Now for Kamala and Beyonce, I'm really shocked that Beyonce is going to take this route. It really, really is just very interesting. Beyonce has been completely silent on everything going on. The whole Diddy situation, her and Jay-Z. And then to just come out and endorse a president, Kamala, and stuff. And then here's my thing. When they come out and endorse these presidents and stuff like this, like, we got to do a better job at holding people's feet to the fire, because the reason why they're using Beyonce, they're trying to garner and use all her fame and stuff that she can garner to get people to vote for Kamala. That's what this whole endorsement thing is. That's how that works. So essentially, you're using your power to lead millions of people into a direction, whether right or wrong. I'm not saying if you vote for Kamala, you're right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what the intent is here, to use Beyonce to garner Kamala some votes. So she's leading them in that direction. So I'm just saying, like, when you broaden that scope and look at it, it's like we got to hold these entertainers and people that they use for that. And only in our culture do we do this, that we're waiting on the entertainer's endorsement. Like, we're waiting for Beyonce's endorsement. Like I'm not saying Beyonce specifically don't know nothing, but what the fuck does Beyonce know? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we wait? No, we need to go do our own research and do our own reading and shit like that. We shouldn't be like determining and waiting on Beyonce or these people, Meg Thee Stallion, to get up there and shake her ass and plies. I mean, and to me, that shit is just low bush. It's just low bush. And I'm really sick of the Democratic Party doing that. So that's just me. That's how I feel about it. I think it's distasteful. I was really shocked to hear news that Beyonce really might come out and publicly do that. I don't like the silence met with the now come out and pop out and do. It just looks like it's just too bought and paid for me. It don't work like that for me. I don't like that. I wouldn't like it if I don't give a fuck who does it. I don't like it. Either you should have been a little bit more active the last few weeks or something, but you ain't about to just pop out. And I don't care. This is gonna get posted. The Beehive can suck my dick. You ain't about to just be silent. And then, Kamala comes to your town, and then boom, like, you're out there with her leading all these people. And then we're not going to get no explanation. We're not going to get nothing like that. It's just going to be a pop out. She probably speak for a little bit, might perform freedom. Like, save it, save it. These entertainers and these politicians, man, they on my last nerve. And these athletes, really, it's really the athletes. But I'm going to just keep it a buck with y'all. Everybody, you got to do your own reading. Why don't y'all go out, get y'all some copies of the Final Call. I have some copies. You know, get y'all some copies of the Final Call. Do your own reading. Do your own reading. Okay. Hit me up in the comments too if you guys want a copy of any Final Calls. But yeah, I'm not relying on entertainers and stuff like that. I use them and look at them just for what they are, entertainment and artists and sports players and stuff like that. But it's only in our culture that we rely on them to really fundamentally give us information or lead us in a direction on serious things like this. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see on Friday. I think it's going to be an interesting day. Lastly, we got what else fucking happened? Let me see what else is going on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh yeah, we got the Kendrick Lamar and Harper's Bazaar sit down. Woo 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 woo, and that was just a weird day. I mean, it was just random. I want to see if I can get this pulled up. So Kendrick Lamar sits down with Harper's Bazaar, which is a magazine for women, really. And let's see if I can pull up the whole thing. Shut up. Kenny was looking clean in this. Okay, Kenny was looking clean. So the neat thing with this is, like I said, it was a magazine for women. And he apparently, told them 2 years ago, this is before the whole beef and everything like that, that he would have a sit down with them. And, he's trying to, empower women and all this blah, blah, blah shit that I don't care about. But essentially, the neat thing to me is that he ended up he asked them, well, why don't we have SZA interview me? She's a woman. And, granted, half of the, I can understand people that saying, oh, she's going to throw you lobs and easy questions and stuff like that. It's your former label mate, somebody that you, grew and groomed through the industry and stuff. It's SZA. But if you guys really read the excerpt, if you guys read it, and if you know really anything about this camp, I thought it was a really insightful piece. I did indeed. I'm really trying to find it. If not, I'm just going to have to go off the whim. Let's see. Let's say they trying to get me to subscribe and all types of shit. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so stop. It's not going to happen. But anyways, essentially, SZA sits down and she interviews. There's a journalist there that is documenting everything that's being said. But she sits down with him and she's asking him these questions, really esoteric stuff, really deep, kind of ethereal stuff, which is right up to me their avenue. And that's why I said you got to really understand that these two artists are of that ilk. You got SZA and you got Kendrick Lamar, two of the deep thinkers of our time and great artists of our time. And but I thought some of the questions that SZA presented were brilliant, and she was able to set him up to be able to knock it out the park. She asked, they covered things like toxic masculinity, feminine energy, spirituality, talking to God, DMT. They even covered, a little bit about the mantra of not like us. A lot of people, went up in arms and had the internet ablaze because they felt like Kendrick was avoiding and all this and all that, but they didn't. That's just all clickbait shit. And then it gave everybody talking points, all the podcasts, Rory and Maul, Joe, but everybody talked about it. But I'm like, and nobody's actually talking about the interview. Nobody's actually going through the interview and talking about it. Only a few people actually talked about that. A lot of people are talking about the backlash from the interview, from that part, and save it, y'all, save it. Y'all are the ones trying to pigeonhole Kendrick Lamar to this not like us beef and all this. Man, he's bigger and greater than that, and he'll answer it in his own way and when he wants to and when he has to. And to me, he also doubled down. Nobody's running from what the fuck he said, guys. Just cut it out. Okay, stop trying to draw narratives. It's old and played out. We're sick of it. Okay, he said what the fuck he said. He's an artist that will always say what the fuck he's going to say, and he'll move on. It's just like he's always done. There's plenty of stuff. He said one time 10 years ago that, he was a hypocrite for black on black crime and killing black people, and he faced a lot of backlash from that. But like he still said it, and it's still there, and he stood on what the fuck he said. Y'all gonna like it or love it or move the fuck on. Like, I don't understand how y'all don't understand art and shit like that. I mean, there's shit that people say that I don't like, that I don't agree with and shit like that. But like, I expect all artists to stand on what the fuck they said, and I don't get into like waiting for them to not double down and all this shit that y'all trying to do. Y'all need to read the excerpt because there's a lot more in there than that. You know, he was just explaining the mantra of Not Like Us. He wasn't getting into the actual details of the song and the allegations. And another thing with this allegation thing, I thought we already had it established, and I wish I would shut the fuck up about it. Please shut the fuck up about it. Okay. We don't care. Yes, I believe Drake is a fucking 69 god, freak ass nigga. Okay. That's what I believe. That's what Kendrick believes. That's what his team believes. Okay. You know, like he called him a pedophile, and like we need receipts and shit like that. Well, Drake called him a woman beater, and we're still waiting on those receipts, okay? And Drake did it first. So just stop the high moral ground and then acting like Dot has to be the moral police and he's trying to be the moral police and shit like that. No, because I'm the same way. If a nigga want to play dirty with me, well, we gonna get dirty. I'm not hearing all that aim high, go low shit that y'all be talking about, okay? You say if you speak ill on my name, put the wrong label on me, I'm gonna get them dropped. Okay. Same here. Okay. Don't you call me a wife beater. Don't you speak on my wife, or else we playing dirty. We playing dirty. Cause is we? Right. All right. Yeah. Y'all tripping. So just everybody save it. Save your think pieces. Y'all don't even be smart. Y'all don't even be clever. Y'all don't even say nothing. Y'all don't even say nothing that we ain't heard before. Y'all don't say nothing profound ever. Some of y'all, most of y'all, 98% of y'all don't need podcasts. They should triple charge for fucking podcast mics. I'm sick of it. Okay. Lord of Lips is back. Sick of it. Y'all do not need podcasts. Y'all don't read. Y'all do not write. Y'all do not understand journalism. Y'all don't listen clearly. And y'all don't have nothing to offer. Okay, why would I listen to your shit when you saying the same thing with that the damn dude down the street is saying on his podcast? Everybody shouldn't just be able to fucking have a podcast. Okay, that's the problem with society. Everybody just running their goddamn mouth and ain't nobody working no more. We need niggas to go back to work. Now me, I work, but I'm meant to do this shit. I'm bred for this shit because A, I read, B, I have better understanding than y'all. And that's just simple. That's just what the fuck it is, okay? So now y'all got me here sitting here getting ready to set y'all straight because I've been fed up. I've been fed up with the hip hop journalism and the hip hop angle for a while. NFR podcasts and all these fucking white boys and all this whack ass shit that y'all doing, man. Save it, okay? This is hip hop. Let people that know what the fuck they talking about talk about it, okay? The rest of y'all just be spectators and buy the album. Give us $10.99 when it's Friday and it's time to collect that motherfucking money. The rest of y'all need to learn how to be spectators. Everybody don't need no goddamn mic, okay? Okay? Y'all don't even watch them. Y'all don't even know what the fuck's going on, okay? Y'all don't need no damn mic. Y'all get these little hot buzz little topics and y'all cover it the same way everybody else covering. I'm so sick of the podcast genre, guys. I'm so fucking fed up. I'm sick of it. And academics, I'm sick of your fat ass too. I ain't big enough yet, but when I get there, we gonna have a sit down because you so phony and ain't nobody pulled your card yet. That's the thing. You don't even know shit about music, dude. You know shit about a small section, and here you go trying to be the North Star of this shit. You can't be the North Star, dude. You need to go do your due diligence too. Okay? You need to go do your due diligence. I seen you on your stream a couple days ago talking about, he pulled up, he talked shit about the Harper Bazaar interview and shit, did he? And it ended up being on the anniversary, the 12-year anniversary of Good Kid, Mad City. Shout out to Good Kid, Mad Motherfucking City. Great album, classic album. That was just 2 days ago. Well, he pulled up, because in this interview, SZA asked Kendrick when's the last time he cried. And he said, well, actually was on Mother I Sober, writing that record, which is a really deep record. That record actually made me drop a few tears. Really tough to listen to. But he also said in 2011, when he was on stage publicly in the game and Snoop Dogg and them gave him the crown, that he dropped some tears in. And, we've seen that video and stuff. If you haven't, go see that video. They essentially passed Kendrick the torch, and he's like getting really emotional. Well, Academics fat ass was covering that, but he was trying to say why. He was like, I don't understand. What year was this? And he was like, this was 2011. I don't understand. He was like, when Good Kid. He didn't even know when Good Kid, Mad City came out, what year it came out, and he was looking it up, and it was actually he looked up Good Kid, Mad City on the day of its anniversary. And he read it, and he was like, okay, October, and he didn't even put two and two together that it was the anniversary today. Just pathetic. Just overall pathetic to me. So I'm here to cover up that real estate. I'm here to cover up that space. That interview it had a lot of gems in it. I thought it was a really great read. I thought it was a great back and forth. SZA was comfortable. She really opened up. She talked about a lot of her journey, but not only her journey, her writing style, kind of the way, their artistry kind of rips and tears at them. And the fact that she was saying it's so much easier to write from the lens of, she said she sometimes writes like she's Frank Ocean or she's Kendrick because it's easier to write from their eyes and their lens than to actually dig deep into her. But she said when she does art like that, it doesn't move her, and she has to dig into herself. And she said she hates going there, but she loves going there because it moves her as an artist. And as a recording artist, the only way she feels like she's getting something out of it is when she goes there. But she said then she's also super basically essentially insecure. So a lot of stuff there, man, and a lot of people are just hung up on the Not Like Us shit, which I know that's the angle you Drake fans are trying to play. Like, y'all trying to attach this shit to him. It ain't gonna work, bro. Not so much bigger than that. So just stop. Just stop. It's not gonna work. We're not gonna stop. He's gonna have the biggest release of the year. He could have the biggest release anytime he wants. Y'all just gotta stop these played out narratives, man. Y'all are actually killing hip hop. And then y'all are killing hip hop journalism. And then you podcasters is just doing it a horrible disservice. Nobody's telling the truth. Either no one's telling the fucking truth or no one knows the truth because they ain't fucking read up on it. Like, y'all just just get in front of a mic and y'all just saying shit, man. Like, get these weak ass, whack ass podcasters out of the game. Go back to being spectators, man. That's why hip hop sales is down. Y'all so damn busy just talking and talking. We need people to buy these records. And y'all need to shut the fuck up, man. God damn, it's some of the worst shit. The floodgate of podcasting is worse than the SoundCloud era, man, when everybody just was able to start doing music, man. I'm so goddamn sick of it. I'm so sick of it, man. What else do I got to talk about? Y'all really done ruffle my feathers. This NBA shit getting on my nerve. Everything getting on my nerve. Now y'all seeing the real side of me when shit starting to get on my fucking nerve, man. Like I said, we got Donald Trump and Joe hopefully on Friday. Kamala and Beyonce on Friday. That's going to be a culture war. We got Brock sitting on stage rapping Eminem lyrics. This shit is just a mess, man. We 10 days away from the national election, guys. Everybody go get your motherfucking ducks in a row. There's also shit still going on in the Middle East. We're going to cover it on the next stream. I'm also planning on this Saturday doing another stream with the Hummer Review. Shout out to the Hummer Review and another one of my guys. We are going to tap into the Hummer Review where we are going to talk about some of the greatest movies of all time. Please go to that page and like and subscribe to that channel as we are going to have some content coming out there. The live stream will be on this channel. It will be on this channel, but there's also going to be content on the Hummer Review. Again, that is coming up this Saturday. This is Lord of Lips signing out. You podcasters, go get a job. Peace.